Hey everybody, today's video I'm going to talk about a problem that I'm having that I thought I'd have a problem, well, I thought that I'd have a problem locating parts because it's such an old car, but this one in particular, it's a fairly new problem. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time trying to solve it, so it may work out in the end, you know, but we'll see. But the problem is trying to find a replacement clutch release bearing. Alright, I have some of the info right in here in my little book. And I recommend everybody get a little book like this if they're going to be doing something like working on a car. It's like a focus point. You know, like you can write stuff down in it. You can accomplish things. You can organize. You can stay, you know, on task with like a list of jobs, you know, etc. You know, it's a good idea. You can write stuff down, like all sorts of stuff, you know, like the kind of tools that you need or kind of random sockets you have. Like I've found out that I have a whole entire set of fractional sockets, and I just need to get the metric ones. So yeah, but I wrote down some information here about the clutch release bearing that I have here in the car. Now, it's a bit of a tight squeeze in there, right? Like I couldn't really get in there very easily, and I couldn't really see very well. So what I did is I took a pencil and a piece of paper, and what I did, because I couldn't really see that number on there, and I could kind of see it a lot better now because it's a different time of day, but what I did is I took a pencil and a piece of paper and I did kind of like a rubbing, right? And so I was able to get an impression of the numbers off the bearing. So I was able to use that to find the bearing number and start searching for it. But this clutch release bearing, you know, it's a 1505-1 BCA, and that's all that's on there. I don't really know if it's like needed to be replaced or what, but I'd kind of like to replace it because, you know, I'm replacing things, and maybe it won't be a bad idea to replace it. You know, why not, right? Getting a new engine, why not get a new clutch release bearing and a new clutch friction disc, and also hopefully clutch pilot bearing. But I might use a pilot bushing instead, because apparently that can work too. I don't know if this is a problem. There's like, I don't know how many you know, I don't know what kind of increment of measurement I would usually be using to describe this movement here, but it's a little. I don't really know if it's going to be indicative condition that the transmission is going to, you know, need some repairs or whatever. But yeah, okay. So the part that I was trying to replace, I can't find it anywhere. The other replacement options, according to, you know, various websites like Rock Auto and you know, I phoned up Napa and stuff like that. You know, so I got the inside outside diameters of the bearing that's in the car right now, and it doesn't really match up like 100% with this release bearing assembly, which is also the same as this. I mean, the website said it's just a ball bearing, but I just don't know why it would say that. But release bearing assembly, it's like, it looks like this, right? Like it's got the spinning bearing, but then it's also got the groove, or the collar, or whatever you would call it, that the clutch fork sits onto, right? But you know, I think the Napa R605C, it was just like this part. It was just this part, and not this back piece. So I don't really know what the fork would grab onto if I just bought this part, right? I tried asking the guy at the store, and he kind of got a little bit impatient. You know, it seems like people get impatient with me I don't know, maybe it's the questions I ask, or it's because I don't know as much stuff as they do, and they think it's a stupid question or whatever. But it kind of sucks because I'm basically, asking for advice, trying to find my way from people that know a lot more than I do, and they just kind of get upset with me, and it's kind of, it's unfortunate, you know. Anyways, but yeah, the other day I was in here, and I established all these, wire locations for, stuff like the generators. That goes to the generator. All this is gonna go on the starter, and this is like a big question mark. I don't really know where that goes, what that does. I've looked in the electrical wiring diagram. There's nothing with a black wire that's got a thing on it like that anywhere in the electrical diagram in the technical service manual. So I'm kind of stumped. I originally thought that it was like the temperature gauge because it kind of looks like that. But no, the temperature gauge is this, and it's a purple wire. Okay? The oil gauge is an orange wire. So I don't know what that black wire is for. It's bizarre. This is the gas tank right here. Goes to the gas tank. Matching the gas tank. Boom, boom. Yeah. So this is the ballast resistor. This is going to go to the coil. And then the other wire that goes to the coil is going to be on the distributor, which is going to be right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the voltage regulator. I don't really need to, label that, but I just wanted to anyways. This is the junction block. This is the horn relay. These are the horns down there. This is the steering box. This is the exhaust. It's gonna bolt onto the exhaust manifold, right? And everybody knows what that is from my other videos. This is the idler arm. This is the pitman arm. This is the, I can't remember what that's called. Anyways, but yeah. So I'm just kind of doing, yeah. I don't really know what to do about that transmission release bearing scenario, right? Because these are the dimensions that I just talked about right here, right? Inside diameter 38.07 millimeters, and the inside diameter, which is bearing bore, I mean they just worded it differently, is 33.46. So it's a little bit smaller than this one, so I don't really know if it would still fit, And it's kind of hard when you don't have a lot of, background in measuring stuff and figuring stuff out, anyways. So the other thing that I'm working on besides that, which kind of I think is a bad idea to take on two different projects at the same time, but I figure since I was always working on this one, always, but it's just kind of developed recently where I found a guy that can sell me the stuff that I need. So I'm excited to buy it. So this is all pieces of, man, that looks so sad. The trunk, the trunk lining, the trunk seal that goes all the way around the inside of the trunk here. So I gotta take that off. I gotta measure that later. And I'm also working on replacing this here, which is the rubber replacement seal. It's not called that. Let me see here. New reproduction door seals. It's by the foot. So yeah, I guess I wasn't that far off with what I was gonna call it. It's a door seal. I gotta take this off. I gotta measure it out. So I'm gonna do this door. I'm also gonna do the back door. I'm just gonna do these two. Just these two, because I don't need to do the other one because they're both the same. Man, this is a stiff door. Looking underneath here, it's attached by these little metal clips, right? And I thought that they were, maybe just tacked in there or like a screw, but it's not actually a screw. It's like a thing, so it gets pressed in, and then the shape of it holds it in. right in there. That's where that came from. So just take the little pliers, squish it down, and push it out. Right. Take it out. Like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna send that over to the guy. I'm gonna measure it out, send it over to the guy, and get the measurements and get the stuff and put it on. It's gonna have to be glued on, so I'm excited about that. Might ask him about this stuff too, but gonna get this sorted out too. New window sweeper kits, new rubber for the bottom of the windows so that the water just doesn't go straight down inside the door, which is not good. And yeah, also get new windlace, because this windlace is looking pretty bad, especially on this other side right there. That's what that looks like. That's the condition, looks pretty bad. What this does is it kind of keeps the sound from coming through the crack of the door, so it kind of makes it a little bit quieter inside the car. So I'm gonna get some more of that. And maybe I'll get more of this too. I don't know. He didn't really say that he had this, but maybe I'll ask him if I can send it to him and he can reproduce it with a mold. And then maybe I can ask him, hey, if you want to keep it, you can have it as a template for somebody else who comes along that has the Rambler. It might be a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, but anyways. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I don't really know what to do about that. And I don't even know if it needs to be replaced either, but I just kind of want to, I just talked to the engine rebuilder the other day. He says, yeah, well, I'm still waiting on parts. Don't hold your breath. So I told him, yeah, that's fine. I know not everything is in your control. Yeah, just, it's all right. No worries, right? All right, but I did ask him about the bolt pattern holes, like what size bolt he thinks I would need. Because these two right here, I found out that those are actually permanently attached to the starter motor. These ones are not. But those two, those big ones here at the bottom, I have those bolts inside. They're like partial thread bolts, and they're gonna go in. So I just need to figure out which other ones I need. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get to work. And thanks a lot, everybody, for watching my video. 1958 Rambler Super Part 11. Yeah. Okay. Bye.